how's it going? It's John. Welcome to another episode of Gear Guide on Bear With Me. Now today I am bringing you a review for a new microphone. In fact, it's the Neewer microphone. This is the NW-700 mic, and you might recognize this as the microphone that both Phil and Colin use while we do our live podcast, Thoughts and Other Lies. Now, I don't use this microphone myself for a couple of reasons. One, I find the audio quality on my Shure MV51, which you can find the link to my review for that right up here. Personally, I find that audio quality to be a bit better, and that totally makes sense. This is a $40 microphone off Amazon, where my Shure is a $250 microphone. So there's going to be a fair amount of difference. Now, this mic requires a bit of a different setup as well. This one requires phantom power, so you have to have a power supply, as well as you have to have some sort of audio interface to get proper mixing, and then you have to have some sort of way to get it into my computer. And that is the second reason I don't use it. Most computers have a dual input system, so basically it'll have an input for a microphone and right next to it a headphone output. My computer unfortunately has both, which means I have to use a splitter, and here's where the bit of the issue comes, is when I'm actually using it and I have my headphones on as a source out, then it begins to create an infinite loop, and it just sounds absolutely terrible. So I'm actually recording this right now without any sort of monitoring system, so I honestly couldn't tell you how well this microphone even sounds right now. You're just going to have to take my word. Now, I am recording directly through it right now. Now, with this microphone, this is just as is. As you can see, there is no pop filter. There is no windsock on it, but we are going to change that. So this is basically the raw input right now that you can hear, and I will now switch it over to the windsock. So this is me using the microphone with the windsock. As you can hear, it clears up a lot of my pee poppings, as well as it just kind of compresses the audio as well. Now, I prefer using a pop filter myself, so now we're going to see how that sounds with the pop filter instead. Okay, here I am again using the microphone, but this time with a pop filter instead. Again, it's going to cut out a lot of the excess noise, not quite as much as with the windsock, but I find that the pop filter gives it kind of a much more rounded sound to it anyway. So we did get this microphone in a set. So it came with the Neewer NW-700 microphone. It came with a scissor arm mount, as well as a power supply, the NW-100. It came with all the necessary cables, except for the adapter in case you have a computer like mine that has one input output instead of two. Now, it also came with its own pop filter, but I prefer using mine from Long & McQuaid instead. I just find the build quality is a little bit better. Came with the windsock, and it also came with a shock mount, which is pretty nice as well. As you can see, it is a pretty robust, well-built shock mount. So if you're just looking for, again, a cheap setup, if you're looking to get started, there is nothing wrong with this. You just have to make sure that your computer can actually take this kind of microphone input like mine. I'm just going to stick with the USB for now until I get myself a bit of a better setup, including a soundboard, which I'm pretty sure Colin will be doing a gear guide for the soundboard that he uses, which is this one right here. Otherwise, it's not a bad microphone. It's not a great microphone, but I mean, the entire kit cost us, I believe it was $70. So for that price, you really can't go wrong, again, providing that you can actually use it properly.